my eyes, I had no idea where I was, and to make things worse, I was completely alone. Now was the time to panic. "Jack? BJ?" I called out, hoping they would respond back, but nothing answered, but pure silence. I continued to walk around and call out to my family, but as I walked, I didn't pay attention to where I was going and fell hard onto my face. When I got up, my cut on my cheek had reopened, and blood stained my face and hand. As I slowly got up, I noticed that I was next to something hard and rocky. Upon discovery, I found out it was a headstone. 2, in fact. Both read Mr. and Mrs. Day. These headstones belonged to my parents. I was staring directly at my past, and there was nothing that I could do now to prevent the feeling of guilt. Finally, through the tears in my eyes, I cried so much that I was sure that I would eventually run out of tears. But a cold hand on my shoulder made my head snap up so quick that my neck popped. I looked up, hoping it was Jack, but instead I came face to face with a tall, faceless monster. My eyes widened and I quickly backed away from him. "Get the hell away from me!" I screamed as I picked up countless rocks from the ground and threw them at him, but it did no good. He just continued to walk towards me, and once he was close enough, he leaned down in front of me. I closed my eyes and turned my face away from him, too scared to think about what he would do to me. But my eyes slowly reopened when I felt his long, bony fingers stroking my cheek. What are you doing?" I asked, feeling myself go stiff. To my amazement, he managed to shush me, despite the fact that he didn't have a frickin' mouth. "You have no reason to fear me, Aliana." My heart sank once I heard his dark, creepy voice say my actual name. I don't know what you're talking about," I said, trying to scoot away from him. But to keep me in my place, he wrapped one of those sticky black tentacles around my ankle. "There's no need to play dumb, my dear. I know who you really are. You're Aliana Day. You murdered your parents after meeting Laughing Jack 3 years ago. Tell me, do you miss your parents?" he asked. I gritted my teeth and glanced at him. But despite my angry face, tears continued to fall more and more. "Shut up! You don't know anything about my parents." He just shushed me again and ran his fingers through my hair, despite me smacking his hand away. "I know enough, Aliana, or should I say, Ali. Your parents gave you everything. You were their little princess, and once your mother found out she was pregnant with your brother, all you thought about was yourself. And every father wants a son, but you never even gave him a chance to bond with his son. Yes, I will be the first to admit that I do take the lives of mortals, but you, my dear girl, have ruined 3 lives in the process of your so-called transformation." Through every word that he said, I did my best not to let it get to me, but somewhere in my heart, I couldn't help but wonder if he was right. "Shut up! Shut the fuck up!" I screamed, but he just ignored me and continued to torture me. "You know, your poor mother went through 8 full hours of painful labor just to bring your brother into this world, and how do you repay her? You cause her death. You slaughter her, along with your father, slaughtering them as if they were animals. And personally, I would congratulate you on a job well done. But you also slaughtered something very dear to me. You know, a pet has to eat and get some exercise. It's no concern of mine of what or who he chooses to eat. Your brother is no exception." Hearing that was the final straw. Standing up to him, I balled up my fist. "Fuck you, you no-faced tall-ass motherfucker. My little brother is the only precious thing I have in my fucking miserable life, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna let your hideous fucking pet take him from me." Once that was said, he stood tall once again and smacked me straight across my face. That hit must have smacked away my confidence, because I couldn't bring myself to get up again. I laid there like the scared little girl I once was. I curled up into a ball and held my red, throbbing cheek. "Look at yourself. You thought you were something great, didn't you? You think just because you killed a demon that makes you special? You're nothing but a spoiled little bitch who took advantage of Laughing Jack. Now you're nothing but an orphan and a burden to those around you." I closed my eyes tightly to every painful word that he said. "No, please stop. Stop!" I screamed. "It's all about to be over for you, Aliana. Or should I say, Laughing Jill. With that said, the painful, staticky sound once again filled my ears, and I could feel my whole body going limp. Death was seconds away from me, and I couldn't hold on anymore. "Get the fuck away from her!" I heard someone scream. Next thing I heard was punches and insults going back and forth. My vision was so blurry when I weakly opened my eyes, but I could have swore I saw Jack kicking the hell out of the Slender Man. "Sissy!" I heard that soft, sweet little voice that I loved so much call out to me. When I felt his little arms wrapped around me, it was like the whole world was coming back to me. "I miss you, Sissy," BJ said as he laid his head on my shoulder. I kissed his cheek and kept repeating, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." As I held BJ, I watched as Jack and Slender continue to fight. "Why do you even keep her around, Jack? You hate children, yet you're defending her." Jack glared at him and dug his sharp nails into Slender's shoulder, resulting in black blood dripping all over the place. "Shut your fucking mouth. You know nothing about her. If you ask me, you're the fucking insane one for wanting to kill a little girl over a fucking pet." Both me and Jack waited for Slender to make his move, but with the amount of blood he was losing, he was beginning to grow weaker and weaker. This isn't over yet. I will be back for all of you." With that said, Slender limped away on his tentacles and disappeared into the trees. Once he was sure that Slender was gone, Jack turned to me and wrapped me in his arms. Jill, are you alright?" he asked. Every ounce of me wanted to hug him and kiss him, but for some reason I couldn't do any of that. "Jill, snap out of it! He's gone now. He won't hurt you." Despite his comforting words, I pulled away from him and sat BJ down. I turned my back to him and looked down at the headstones of my parents. "Jack, did I destroy my life and BJ's? Am I a burden to you?" I asked with little to no emotion to my voice. For a while it was silent, but out of nowhere Jack turned me around and gripped both my shoulders tight. "Don't you ever fucking say that again! Don't you ever fucking think that! That tall motherfucker has no idea what he's talking about. I love you, and I love BJ. I may not show it, but it's fucking true!" With that said, Jack pulled me closer and kissed me with so much passion I thought I would explode. My conscience was now clear, and my guilt was gone. Onward we went to wherever life would take us next.